The conquest of Constantinople is one of the golden moments in world history, when a young Ottoman sultan, after 53 days of fierce battle, finally achieved the impossible. With this victory, an era of Byzantium came to an end, and a new chapter of Muslim rule over the world began. In this video, we'll take you inside the 53-day battle, how it was fought, what challenges were faced, and how after weeks of struggle, the city was finally conquered. If you're a true history lover, we request you to support us by liking this video, subscribing to our channel Vault of Centuries, and clicking the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming series and episodes.
The earth shakes under iron boots. Blades gleam like crescent moons. The wind screams through the burning dunes. Shadows fall. The night begins. The banners rise. The stars align.
Long ago, in the heart of ancient Asia Minor, there stood a city unlike any other, a city at the crossroads of mighty empires. It had witnessed the rise and fall of great civilizations, Romans, Byzantines, and kings who came and went, but the city remained. Its colossal walls had resisted endless armies. For over 1,000 years, Constantinople was known as the city that could never be conquered. But history was about to change. A prophecy had already been spoken. A storm was gathering on the horizon, and a battle unlike any before was about to begin. A battle that would not only shake empires, but also change the course of the world forever. Before the great siege of Constantinople, a prophecy echoed through generations. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had foretold that one day this mighty city would fall into the hands of the Muslims. For centuries, Constantinople stood like an unbreakable wall between east and west. Its massive walls, strong gates, and unmatched defenses made it nearly impossible to conquer. One by one, Muslim leaders and great armies tried to capture this legendary city. They marched with courage, laid siege after siege, but all failed to break its iron defenses. Yet the prophecy remained alive. The Muslims knew sooner or later Constantinople would be theirs. And history was waiting for the arrival of a young, determined leader. A leader destined to fulfill the prophecy and turn this dream into reality. In 1453, a new Ottoman leader rose to power, Sultan Mehmed II. The man's history is remembered as Mehmed the Conqueror or Sultan Mehmed al-Fateh. His heart carried only one dream: to capture the mighty city of Constantinople. Constantinople, Mehmed was not an ordinary ruler. He was a fearless warrior, a master strategist, and a visionary leader known as al-Fateh, the one who achieves the impossible. He had already broken empires and crushed cities once thought invincible to the world. He was a lion-hearted conqueror, a ruler who refused to accept defeat. Constantinople, the city once believed to be impregnable, was now destined to face the wrath of a true military genius. Mehmed was determined to fulfill the prophecy of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and bring this legendary city to its knees with unmatched resolve. He assembled a massive army of 80,000 soldiers, hand-picked for their discipline and skill. His forces included the elite Janissaries, some of the most feared foot soldiers in the world, supported by his expert Sipahi cavalry and brilliant artillery engineers. Among their weapons were enormous siege cannons, powerful enough to shatter walls that had stood for 1,000 years. But Mehmed was not relying on land forces alone. He also brought a formidable naval fleet of over 100 warships, each carrying heavy artillery, prepared to unleash destruction from the sea. The Ottoman plan was clear. Constantinople would be attacked from every direction. With no escape and no mercy, On the other side stood just 8,000 defenders, brave men who had guarded their city for centuries, but now faced an enemy unlike any they had ever seen, vastly outnumbered and outgunned. They prepared to fight to the last breath. As the first light of dawn broke, the deep echo of war drums filled the air. Sultan Mehmed's army advanced into position, their banners rising like waves across the plains. Then came the thunderous roar of cannons, shaking the very earth beneath the walls of Constantinople. The great siege had begun. This was no ordinary battle. It was the clash of prophecy and power, of destiny and determination. Sultan Mehmed, the invincible lion, had come to fulfill his fate. His relentless courage and unmatched strategy would soon bring the city of legends to the ground, turning its walls into dust. And when the battle ended, history itself would be rewritten. For this was not just about conquering a city. This was about the birth of a new era and the everlasting legacy of a ruler who made the impossible possible. As the mighty cannons of Sultan Mehmed roared day and night, the earth shook beneath the walls of Constantinople. Among them stood a weapon unlike anything the world had ever seen before, the giant bombard, a massive cannon specially built for this siege, forged by a master engineer named Orban. This colossal gun could hurl stone balls weighing more than half a ton, with a force so great that even the legendary walls of Constantinople trembled. Each time it fired, the sound was like thunder rolling across the heavens. Its strike shattered stone, tore through towers, and left gaping holes in the city's defenses. It was the first time in history that a cannon of such power had been unleashed upon a city. Wave after wave, Mehmed's soldiers surged forward, scaling ladders, storming the breaches, while the great cannon continued its relentless thunder, shaking the city to its very core. But inside the walls, the defenders of Constantinople fought back with desperate courage. Emperor Constantine XI himself stood on the front lines, rallying his men. Their numbers were few, barely 8,000 against tens of thousands. Yet their resolve was unbreakable. Each night, as the Ottomans rested, the Byzantines rushed to repair their shattered walls, filling breaches with stones, wood, and even household furniture, anything to hold the city together. From above, boiling oil rained down on the attackers. Arrows pierced through the night sky, and massive stones were hurled onto Mehmed's advancing troops. For 7 days, the battle raged endlessly. By day, the city shook under the fury of Mehmed's great cannon and his armies. By night, the walls rose again with the sweat and sacrifice of its people. The prophecy was unfolding. The lion-hearted sultan was pushing harder each day, but Constantinople, the city of 1,000 years, still stood. The first week had ended, and though blood stained the earth, the true storm of Constantinople was only beginning.